Alright, so this is my little Italian-made CNC lathe. Um, it's a great little machine, or it was a great little machine. Well, last time I used it, which was a long, long time ago. Uh, Super tiny, but she's built so stout. Like, if you notice, these are all box weight. So everything's box weight on this machine, which is insane for a machine this small to be built this stout. It's on this nice stand. It's got 3 positions for the actual support for the bed. It's super stout. It's a super cool little machine. And I gotta get back up and running because this is something I had running a long time ago. I did some stuff with it, and then I kind of sat and neglected it. And if you ever neglect an Italian girl, well, it gets expensive. I don't know if anyone's not from around here, but that's kind of what happens. So first thing that died was the computer. That's gone, and I'm gonna build a new one, which that's the next step. And then I'm gonna start getting this thing rewired and put back together because I have some ideas for it.
Alright guys, we're back downstairs. I have all the components finally got to me for this computer rebuild for the Italian princess upstairs. And yeah, well, something expensive is what I said. And this is fairly expensive. Definitely going to be an overkill for the kind of computer you actually need to run a CNC lathe like that. But I figured I can get to the reason of that, but I figured that having something that can be more capable than just running that lathe would be useful. So we started first with it's a Ryzen 5 5600G. It's the graphics one because graphics cards are stupid expensive right now for something that's just minor. So this can run graphics. It should be able to do it. Maybe I can run multiple machines off one computer in the future. I can definitely do like CAD work to change some stuff, with Inventor or Fusion 360 on the fly at the machine. Or ideally, I'd put this machine downstairs and run it remote just to keep it out of the garage. But I got a 5600G. I have a SSD, a 970 Evo. Basically, my goal is to keep this thing like under $600, and I got it all off eBay. And I can get the actual pricing, but I'm at like $580 or something like that. So I did it. I mean, this is without a keyboard or anything, but I have that stuff. But I wanted an SSD to replace the hard drives because I'm afraid of those failing and losing everything I have. This is Silverstone 500 watt 80 gold used power supply, but it looks fantastic. It's modular. I got all the modular cables with it. I got one of these from Amazon to bring it. Got this for like $35 on eBay used. This is the not the regular ATX. I forget the format, but it's not the standard format. It's something smaller. So I have to use this adapter. This is a SFX to ATX power supply adapter to work with the cheapest case I could find, because any case that takes this is more money than I want to spend on a case. So this is a mini ATX board. These are fairly cheap. I think I got this for like just under $70. It's supposed to be brand new. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. Looks fairly new to me. 16 gigabytes of the cheapest high-speed RAM I could find. It's Ryzen, whatever. Dual channel, 2 memories, 2 8 gig sticks, because it's just fairly affordable right now. I think this was like $60, $65. Thermal paste if I need it. And then the $50 super lightweight mini ATX B Gamer case, which we'll crack that out in a minute, I guess. But first, let's build the motherboard. If I remember doing this correctly, I've only built a computer in my life, and then I used to work on a bunch of them in my old job. I would have to work on this stuff as I went, replacing old hardware, moving hard drives around and shit like that. But never been a real computer guy. But these aren't that hard. They're kind of like, sort of like Legos. Okay, let's... plate cover. Let's see what's going on with this. I think this comes with a cooler. It better, or else I'm screwed. Yeah, there's a cooler in there. Alright. I think there's a thermal pad on it, so I might not need the thermal paste, but that doesn't look awesome. So there's a little growiness in there. I'll figure that out as it goes, though. So, okay. There's a triangle, and there's a golden triangle on the board. And these are pins. AMD chips are pin chips. So you gotta be careful with them. Heavy little guy. Okay. Feels like it's not. There we go. So that's in. That was easier than the first computer I built for myself when I edit these videos on. It has a Threadripper 1950X or whatever the hell it is in it, because it was cheap on Black Friday when I got that. But yeah, that worked out fairly cool. Get this sweet RAM out here. It's red. This got lost in the mail for a little while, so it took longer to get here than I would like. This only has 2 slots, which means I'm not going to screw that up. But it's red. It's heavy. It's got a heat shield on it, or a heat dispersion plate. And okay. Okay, that's in. This motherboard's got some old I/O, but I actually need this guy to work with the monitor I have, the little touchscreen thing I have for the lathe as is. Some real old shit with this. This is a not that old of a motherboard. It just has some real old stuff in it. But it's a B550. I was looking at a B450 board because I thought they'd be cheaper, but this was only like $3 more expensive than the B450. So how do you? I bet I take these off and remove this thing to put this boy on. I wanted to put the RAM in just to make sure everything fit. I don't think anything here is extreme that I'm doing, but it's better to know. There's an M.2 slot somewhere that I need. There it is. It's like a double. I don't know what that is. Where is the fan header? CPU fan 1. So it goes there. That would go there. Or do I do it this way? How does that sneak around? So, that answers that question. I put this in to see if this hits, and it does. And, yep, that's a thermal pad. Okay. I want to bottom out, but I want to tighten these down pretty good. Fairly even. Okay. Fan header is here. A little longer than it needs to be, but it's okay. This doesn't have to look that good anyway. Pretty simple build without a graphics card or anything. Just rip boxes open here. This doesn't come with a screw. I hope this does. Nope. That's a bit of a pain in the ass. Where is the motherboard box? It's on it. Okay. That's all damaged goods. So no one wants to give me a screw for this. It's in. Wasn't a pleasant experience, but it's in. Let's try to get all this shit out of here. Okay. We gotta do it like this. Well, that's one way to do it.
I think it works. This one's in the wrong spot. That one's right, that one's right, that one's right. These two are good. This one's in the wrong spot. Oof. Let me grab a... Probably gonna be pretty good. Ooh. Okay. So that one is a little up. Ooh. Okay. So that's down. These are all down. The fan can spin. I need to put in this guy. Yep, that doesn't fit in because that is a SFX board. I can get a lot more access. I got the most of the PC built without even doing this, which is pretty nice. The hell was that? Okay. Well, that's why the motherboard was sticking up a little bit. I don't exactly need to hide anything in here. Are you stuck? I think this wire got kind of caught. So I probably should have took this off before. Alright. All this I/O and crap. That one went and abandoned me. There it is. Sorry. A bunch of SATA ports here, which is cool. Okay. Chassis fan. It's a 3-pronger. That's a 4-pronger. Four-pin power. 24-pin. I don't know what that's for there. SPI TPM. Oh. This looks like a fan hub. Fan 1. Yeah, those are 4-pin fans. I only got 3-pin because we're not fancy like that. I could always replace these fans with something nicer. That seems reasonable. But USBs, HD audio, which that goes there. Then the USB. We'll go on one of these. Oh, I see what you do. You can plug them in as 3-pin. Just off to the side. Get more light in here. Okay. So the 2 fans are plugged in addition to that's a bunch of that crap. Okay. This is HD audio, whatever that means. That's a USB. So those are fine. Feels terrible though. Ah, maybe that's what that's for. Like, wrap this shit through the back.
we'll just sneak you right in there. You're quite big. Okay, is there enough room? Ooh. It's tight, but I think I got it. But it is tight. Okay. So that fan's in. The USB 3 is in. Oh, this fan's in now. So the audio and speaker, or the speaker and the microphone are in there. I have this speaker, which I don't know where this goes. Well, it can go. Just to make shit yell, I guess. Oh. I'll figure that out. I got all these little guys. Okay, so there's the big power. Run that there. There's a little 4 power there. That is... That's an ATX 12 volt power, so this can do 12 volt, huh? Do I have a 12 volt in this thing? Probably not. ES pin, ATX 4 pin. There's that one there. Which... is this. That's PCI. 6-pin or whatnot. Let's figure out what to do with the rest of these as I go. Let's see, PCI, 8-pin, 6-pin. I don't have a graphics card or anything that I need PCI power to, so that's fine. The rest of these guys are SATAs, which are these ROMs. Might as well plug them in. I have these SATAs too, so I can put a hard drive in this guy. This is 4 actual hard drives. Put 2 of them in there. I have 2 of them. That's good. They go there with this sweet header set up there. So yeah, let me just plug the power in. Let me shove this one up here with the DVD drive. I'll put this one here. Thank God that I didn't need it, because I bought this used, but it did not come with the SATA power. So that would have pissed me off a little bit if I actually had a graphics card. I'll tuck that there. I'll shove you right over there. You boys can be popped in like that. And like this. And once I transfer my hard drives over to the SSD, that could be complete. There we go. Alright, you guys probably watched enough of this bullshit if anyone's actually watching this at this point. The next part will be, I gotta pull this SSD out, get everything on the SSD, and let's just, don't look that bad. That could be worse. Make sure I'm not in my family of this stuff. Slip the panels back on. I mean, she's not fancy, but I think she'll be pretty quick. I hope that's enough for my my princess up there to start making parts again. So yeah, it's like a giant Lego set. Oh, there's a USB. I guess that's the 3.0 there. Then these are older USBs up here. There's a 3.0 there for some reason. That's not super sweet, but I like how clicky those are. It's not awesome. Like, those definitely look like they're not. See, that just clicked. I mean, $50 though. I could toss another fan here. It's actually set up for it to do like a rear cooling fan on the. That's the CPU die is right there, like the heat spreader. So there's enough room and a standoff to actually punch out and put a fan there. That's pretty cool. I mean, it's definitely going to be able to cool, especially the PC I put in, or the CPU I put in. It's definitely able to cool that. It's got enough I/O to do what I'm doing. I'm probably gonna have to get a USB extender anyway, because this is gonna be hidden or downstairs or somewhere that's not where that is. It's got options. Definitely gonna be able to put a CD drive in. Won't be able to put 2 in though, because that's not really one. But I'll put a CD drive in there. I have the one. Felt like this front would come off, but it doesn't. A lot of airflow. I mean, that's probably pretty stupid to have a mesh, screen behind your screen, but then you have this big ass hole right here on the bottom that sneaks right up. But who cares? There's definitely mounting places for more fans. That's a pretty nice little unit. I don't know what you guys think. Hopefully you can see it cutting some stuff. It's small, it's light. I like that. That's definitely a big perk for, moving this thing around. And that's building a PC. I'll get it turned on next. All right, guys, stay tuned. All right, so I salvaged some parts from the old PC. Got a sweet floppy drive here, 3.5-inch floppy, which is probably not going to end up in that thing. But if I need one, I can get one. I have 2 DVD writing drives. Real fancy stuff here. They seem mostly identical. I'll pick one. Then I have my 2 old hard drives. I thought these might have been better than they were. They're crap. This is 80 gigabytes and this is 160 gigabyte hard drives. Like, these things are quite old and quite small. And I got this relic. It's an AMD graphics card of some kind. It's really old, clearly. I don't know what one it is. Model B170? Sure. Has this guy on it, though, so, like, I could get a second monitor set up. Or run a secondary system that way. I mean, I have space for it. I don't think I'm actually going to plug it in right away, but I could. I think it might give me more problems than it's worth. Especially with drivers and stuff like that, with this more modern stuff. But I don't know how nice it's going to be to install one of these DVD drives. Or these hard drives even. Or a floppy drive. It seems like it's set up to be able to take them. But it's not like, all this stuff just kind of slipped out of the old Dell computer that I had. Which was kind of nice. Really mobile kind of stuff. And
That's what I was used to when I worked a little bit with these kind of things. So I had a computer lab I had to do stuff for. They just kind of worked for me like that. I don't think I have power for this thing, so, but I can slip it in now and ask questions later. These are pretty special screws to go with that, the bracket that was in the old Dell computer that came out of that lathe. And I shouldn't have anything that would ever need a floppy, but I mean, it doesn't kill you to have it, as long as you're not paying for it. You definitely don't need 2 DVD drives. Almost. My. assuming I can. Okay, I think they're both going to go down here. Or can they? This case gives you a lot for a tiny size, but it hits the ram. So I think I can put it in the very bottom. And yeah, I'm going to lose you in a couple minutes here, guys, but that's okay. Gonna try to put hard drives in. Gonna try to plug them in. If it works, great. If it doesn't, I'll have to plug them in and then lose them after I'm done with it. Or I just lost it right there. I don't know. They give me less space than a decent thumbstick does at this point. Or a high-end thumbstick. Alright. I can fit one in the very bottom. And I definitely can't fit a second one. So I think this is the bigger of the two. Nope, this is the smaller one. So let me put the bigger one in. Is there any way to do this? No, that's really it. Maybe I can do the other one. Okay. I can do the next one. Offset a different way. I can offset it like, really can't even do that. I can only put it there, it's going to hit the fan like that. If I put it on top of the fan, it interferes with the RAM. I can always glue her to it like that, which I think that's actually my option. We're gonna take some hot snot and I'm gonna glue it on because that's gonna be anti-vibrating and all that stuff at that point. I gotta be able to fix that a better way. Yeah, there's just no room for it. It's gonna look like crap, but maybe I can do that if I expand this this hole a little bit that way. I'll be able to make it work. Alright. So this is gonna die. I'm gonna get a file and expand this hole. I'm gonna put them in. It's gonna look not awesome, but it's not really the point of this particular computer. I'll get all that shit hidden back in there. I won't block the airflow. Still gonna work pretty good, and I'll have both of
my drives where they can go. I guess that's it for this. Next, you'll see it booting up. Alright, one final view is the clock's dying on that. I got them both in. I don't love this particular cord. I just don't know if I have the room to make me love this. Alright, so we cleaned her up a little bit. I think she looks a little better on camera than she looks in real life, but hey, that's a good thing for her. This is some stuff for the pass-through for the wires. I need to put another motor controller in here because this is a single-phase variable speed motor, 1 horsepower, 3/4, something like that, and it's a shunt wound motor, so it works that way. So it's a bit of a special motor controller it needs. She cleaned up pretty good. The boy's sleeping. This is where my controls are going to be. This is some of the stuff that didn't get finished because I wanted to just make a couple parts with it. Don't need that. Whatever. This is the cover that goes back in there. Yeah, she cleaned up pretty well again. I don't know where the keys are because I have some tooling locked in that cabinet as well as some paperwork. It's also an on key, the key to this cabinet, and this is the electronics cabinet. Cleaned out right now. So all the electronics are actually sitting right here. I gotta start putting them back in a decent way. That box is the controller for the axes. That's the Gecko drives. These are all steppers. Here's a computer we built. Gonna put that in as well. And yeah, just the more I look at this, the more I appreciate what they did. There's the ground back there. I ripped everything out of this cabinet a while ago. I wasn't using the transformer for anything, but I might go back to that. I just have a power strip that I'm running like 9 and 12 volt devices off of wall warts. But yeah, she cleaned up pretty well again. I'm very happy with that. I just love how they designed this thing. Like everything is kind of detailed, because even if you look here, this is a curved surface, so it slides out the back. So anything gets trapped in there, it kind of slides out. It's just made real smart though, the way they did it. A couple things don't fit right anymore, like this. You got 4 spindle locks, and if you want it to, you can work a separate plate to do like dividing head stuff on this. It's interesting. And yeah, I got the rest. I got more tool holders in this cabinet that I gotta figure out how to get into currently. And yeah, I gotta clean things up. Clearly, my wiring isn't awesome. Like, there's some stuff I'm not proud of, like this shit right here. We'll clean that up as the time goes. I just want to get it running. I want to get the axes going next, and then I'll work on getting the motor running again. And then I'll work on actually making it look a little better as I'm making stuff. Stuff like this fuse, or this breaker. Got to put that back in. But that's nice to have. This power button here. Just wiring, the features back in. Getting some potentiometers. Like there's a manual potentiometer control here, emergency stop here. This was set up for a print connector, override features, percent overrides. Like there's a lot of cool stuff on this that obviously we're not using anymore because we're not using the old Fanuc control. I don't even think it's Fanuc, it's just old. Plus they had the same thing over here with a start, stop, emergency stop, emergency. I forget what this was. This is a speed control of the spindle separate to it, automatic manual. It's some really well-versed features with 2 emergency stop. It was nice. So get electronics cabinet hooked back up. I'm on my cell phone up here. I'm not really trying to do a step-by-step on how to poorly wire something. So, I'm missing all
this stuff. This is like a shroud that comes out with like a plastic cover. All that kind of stuff is back here. This is a back panel. That's just my wall behind it. And yeah, all right, so that's where we're at in this portion of this. All right, so we are loading up Windows for the first time. My boot sequence, well, that might not be good. Wait, there it goes. The boot sequence is wrong, and the second hard drive has Linux Mint in it. He's moving around. But mounted my 3 drives. This is the box on top. It now fits on top. That's a couple of USB extenders. That's another power adapter. And hey, it's running. I don't know if this is going to be usable, but this is real old school. It's a touchscreen pad, and this button turns into a touchscreen mouse, like a trackpad. I was going to put it right here. That was way back in the before time, like before Amazon sold much more than books. This is a touchscreen, or should be. I think it's installing the drivers for it. It's a weird old, it's very old too, but it's like a DVI USB coming out of one side. You have to plug it into both, and then the other side is an HDMI. But altogether, I'm kind of happy with this. I want to let this thing run, get its stuff together. I want to transfer this whole drive onto the NVMe drive just to be more secure with it. But I mean, I just tossed a mouse on it and a keyboard, but I don't really see it. Mouse is gonna power. Maybe it's installing device power, so we'll see. Yeah, and this isn't gonna run yet. That's still a quagmire there that I gotta deal with. But hopefully, I'm gonna get my drives together and be able to move this thing around, spin it both directions. Oop, I have a mouse. I don't think I have this mouse. I don't have that either. Okay. Let me see what's going on with this, but it's a good start. Alright, so it's a new day. We have Windows 10 installed because the AMD's CPUs do not like Windows 7. They do not have USB drivers easily available to get for it. And I'm not taking around with that, so we just did Windows 10 instead. I did get it to work with this keyboard. This is a P2S, whatever the hell the old plug is. But couldn't get the keyboard to work, couldn't get a mouse to work. So we just got Windows 10 in it now, which is fine. I got the box out there because I guess these cables kind of degraded from when I was originally using them, and yeah, they're giving up the ghost with the heat going through this. I only have one, and it's a little warm. And I'm just doing some preliminary tests. I have everything kind of reconfigured, which kind of sucks. I can't get my old profile to work, and that's kind of a pain in the ass, but so I just checked this rotation. I can rotate this. I can move the carriage. And I'm in Y. So, this quick update, just this is going to be a crappy video, just keeps going on and on. But yeah, next is going to be dicking around with the motor controller to get the spindle running again. But I got the axis going. I completely feel my entire tuning profile is probably gone, but I think I still have it in a different profile. It doesn't work anymore. I'm not exactly sure why it's doing this to me, but it is. I had charge pump issues trying to use my my older profile, even though the Ethernet port does work and it does produce signal, and if I turn the charge pump off, it's fine. Like it will run the motors, but you know, if you want the charge pump and all that stuff, it doesn't work right with that. So a little bit of a mystery. I mean, even in this case, because I'm Windows 10 and everything, I'm probably going to upgrade to Mach 4 you know, sooner or later, I just want to get this thing running again. And next would be pulling this out and figuring out the shunt winding again. All right, that's it for this little blurb. It's just my current motor controller nightmare. I have to do some digging to remember everything that was supposed to be in here. Really like these, but yeah, I got to do away from using these. This is only... Oh, this was going back... I think I had this going back to the computer to control, like, the potentiometer. Which I have this crap potentiometer on it and stuff. Oh, this is the original potentiometer to, like, just help control motor speed. Here's the motor controller. Like, yeah, there's these. There's these. And some of this is for the encoder that's in here. It's a big encoder. Like, bigger than I think Mach 3 can handle, but maybe Mach 4 can handle something like that. It's a much more advanced encoder than Mach's supposed to have, or at least back in the day. My only knowledge of Mach is from circa 2012-ish, you know, 2013. So, like, I'm sure things have changed and gotten better. It's just not something that I'm familiar with yet. Yeah, there was like a little dedicated power source for some part of this. Which again, this is back to, I was just trying to get power to everything. So I was using these little wall warts. When ideally I could do something different. But yeah, some of this is for the encoder. And some more of it is for the shunt winding. I still have all this bracketry, all this breaker bar stuff to be, which is good. There's the main motor stuff. That's a shouted wire. That's scary. And that looks like it's necessary for something. Yep. And that's old and Italian. I didn't actually do that. But that's sneaking up here to the motor. So we'll look at that. Not super happy with that. The other one actually seems kind of okay. No, that's really bad too. These held up. Just saw the Italian stuff, you know, from the factory kind of stuff. I zip tied these back together though. And yeah. So this is a mess, and this next portion to clean up and just make it look a little more professional first, and then keep going from there. Oh, there's like an e-stop. Yeah, some of this is for an e-stop. That goes up here, and the extra button controls that were up here, which we're not going to have all of those most likely, but I still probably want to put an e-stop there, and this, and come up with an idea and a plan for that. I think this is the new one. I think this is the one I blew out. Really can't tell the difference, but one's blown out, one is not. Yeah, I don't know what's what yet, so we'll figure that out as we go. Okay, so next set of updates. I'm screwing around with the box, but I got rid of these guys because I don't need them anymore, and I put on soldered on connectors, little extra strain relief with a bunch of hot glue. Doesn't look great, but it works. So now we're in full rebuild mode. I had to pull the spindle out, which wasn't super bad to do, to get to the windings in order to fix these rotting wires. And yeah, this is the near winding, this is the far winding. And yeah, let me think this one through as I try to do it. Alright, so I don't know if what I did is actually correct or good. If it's not, I'm really screwed. But I figured These are shunt wound motors. So what they do is you adjust the voltage going through the magnetic field on these two to change the speed of your motor. That's the way a DC shunt motor works. I'm probably explaining that not incredibly well because I'm not an electrician. I'm not really versed in this stuff at all. But so one winding comes in here, comes out, and I think it comes into this one and then wraps back around. Now, did I put them together correctly to make the windings the same? I don't know. I don't know when I got out of here if that was going to work. I have no idea. I just kind of... I put this one. I knew this one going into this was right. I knew what that was. This was coming out. I put it back into this first side, hoping that this is wound the same and not reversed. I don't know if that's right. If it's wrong, and I don't blow things up, I got to cut this and switch them. If it's wrong and I blow things up, I have this servo motor that I'm not using currently that I can probably slap up here and do some kind of pulley system to it, but I have no other options. Right now, use some... What is that? But I use some automotive wire from old Isuzu. Nice wire, good gauge. And some marine grade heat shrink. I'm going to put the windings back in and put the truck back together and the spindle back together. So it looks good. It's just sitting right up there. But yeah, I don't know. All right, I will. I would love to take videos of this, but I'm holding my phone to do this. So you'll see it when it's back together, and maybe I can get it to run.